Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Science Department. Let's go ahead and take a look at the observation out the back door. It is a cool morning, completely cloud covered. Yesterday morning it was bright and sunny at this time of day, and today it is very cloudy and dark. Those clouds must be thick up there this morning.
Our
Seeing
data from
this
high
and
atop Moore
when I
Magnet
look at the
Elementary
data,
School in the
we can
heart of
tell why
Winston-Salem
we are where
Forsyth
we are,
County
and we'll
Schools.
see how it's the rest
Looking
of
at
this
our
week.
weather link data, 65 degrees currently on the thermometer. We don't have any wind speed out there. We do know that we have light winds coming from the north. Humidity is sitting at 86%, so we're mostly saturated out there. That's pretty high, and we start looking at humidity. We haven't had any precipitation in the rain gauge, and our air pressure in the barometer is sitting at 92 and 92 hundredths inches of mercury. It says it's rising slowly, so let's see if we can get any clearing out of this today. I don't think so, because I think we've got some more moisture coming in. We look at our comparisons. We are a little bit earlier in the day, 65 degrees versus 66 on Friday. But our pressure is substantially less. We're down in under 30 here today. We have those north winds, and we don't have doesn't have any readings on our anemometer. No precipitation at the time. It is very cloudy out there. It does feel cool. So on Friday at 65 degrees, I said it was beautiful. But today I said that it was cool. So I think that 86% humidity, being damp, as well as having this lower pressure, has made it feel cooler, even though our temperature readings are right about the same. Let's go ahead and look at the weather map and see what's going on. We kind of have this mess around us of a lot of low pressure. We've got three low pressures, sitting right around in the eastern side of the United States, going from the Great Lakes, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, up in that area. There's two of them there. We also have one down here, Alabama, Mississippi. We also have this over here, and this over here is Tropical Storm Arthur. Arthur formed yesterday, early in the day, or late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, when it got the wind speeds up to where it needed to be determined to go from a tropical depression to a tropical storm. It is coming right along the coast of North Carolina, so the Outer Banks are getting some 40 to 60 mile an hour winds and looking at a couple of inches of rain today. This is the worst of it is going to be out to sea. They are going to get hit some, and I think it's because of what's here. I think this is going to cause us to kind of push our. It's going to push itself out to sea and not continue to go up the East Coast. I'm looking forward to this if we can get this H to come, but it's looking like, because of all of these lows that are out here and a couple of highs, that we've got some interesting things that are going to happen throughout the week. We got this interesting cold front coming from the west, coming off of here. I'm interested to see. I'll bet you, because remember, low pressure has our winds. They kind of go in this clockwise or counterclockwise fashion. So I'll bet you we see this changing for us. All right, so as we look at the windy map, we see we are sitting right about 65 degrees. We see our temperatures. This whole area that we're in of low pressure is where we have our warmer temperatures. That's kind of fun to look at. Let's throw on our pressure gradient lines so we can see where the worst of the pressures are. So here's that tropical storm. That's the lowest pressure we have. This is telling me it is 2954 hundredths inches of mercury. We have a high pressure back here, which is why we've got this dip in our pressure gradients or our isobars. We're going to be able to watch and see how that moves across throughout our day. Let's look and see what we have for precipitation. We're going to see. So here's that tropical storm Arthur that we have in the Atlantic. It's hitting right now. It's actually giving us the best hit we have for the coast of North Carolina. So let's go ahead and go in here. So up to Kitty Hawk is getting it. Usually they have, so if we think about this as a clock, here's 12 o'clock, and 3 o'clock is on this side of the clock face, and the 6 o'clock. They usually say that some of your worst stuff is usually in this 1, 2 o'clock range. So that's where you get your best winds, and so that's where we're getting some of our best moisture in through there too. Looks like they're going to get getting an inch in a 3-hour period, a little over an inch of rain uh, there, and it says heavy thunder, so they're getting a nasty storm right now. Let's back this out and continue to look. I want to see which direction, see how this is going to move. So we're going to take this. I'm going to turn my pressure gate lines off. It's a little too much on the screen for me at the one time. Went out too far because of, there we go. Let's walk this forward in our timeline. Go to this evening, 6 o'clock, and it has moved north. It moved from here to the northeast out to sea. So off the coast of Virginia Beach, they're going to get some good winds, I'm sure. Let's look at the winds because that's what they use to determine the strength of a tropical storm. To a hurricane, it's all about the wind speed. So if I were to look up here to Virginia Beach, their winds are 16-mile-an-hour winds and gusts up to up around 30. I'm just curious. Let's see what they have in Kitty Hawk in our area. They're getting 35-mile-an-hour winds out here off the coast. Kitty Hawk's up a little further. And 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and our sustaining winds are 25. So yeah, there's some good, it's a good solid winds there. It's this that when we get off here in that purple, where we're sitting at around 40, and our wind gusts out there are looking at 50. So yeah, there's some nasty winds in this storm. So let's look and see what we're going to see for us over here in the Triad. Go into rain and thunder. I want to see what we see off to for ours. We see there's a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico through Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, all the way up into Michigan. Michigan's having some nasty stuff today. Let's go ahead and again walk this timeline forward to this afternoon. See what's happening. So this mass is coming towards the mountains. Let's see what happens as it crosses the mountains. I think we are going to look at having some good rain come through. Looks like a decent storm overnight going to come together. This is the piece that's coming from the south down there, isn't it? A good portion of this is coming from the south, bringing in some of that warm water with it. That's what brings that more volatile, more heavy storms. So we see that going through tomorrow, we're going to have some more rain. It's after this evening into tomorrow. I believe it's going to be most of the week. Well, it's going to be spotty on Wednesday. It looks like Thursday night might get some more coming through. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our eyes to the sky, watch those clouds, see what's going to happen. Go ahead and write down what your prediction is to what we're going to see coming through today and tomorrow. Let's go ahead and be thinking about what our numbers, what our data is going to look like. But stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, end this a little bit early because I just was doing some more looking around and realized that I wanted to say a couple more things. If we look at this and click on the rain and thunder, and it tells us rain accumulation. So tells us over a certain period of time how much rain we should expect. And that little dot is sitting right on Winston-Salem. So this is kind of as we do, let's walk through this timeline. So the next 12 hours, they're saying we shouldn't get any rain. So that's going into this evening. The next 24 hours, so that's into tomorrow morning at this time, they're saying we should get just less than an inch. That's nuts. Not a that's a good rainstorm for us. Let's go out to 3 days, and it's saying 3 3/4 inch of rain. That's a lot of rain for 3 day period. Now, people will talk about in the science in the weather world different models that they look at. So this is the GFS model. The European model, the next one here is saying right about the same. And if we look at the NAM with the North American model, this one doesn't quite go out to 3 days. It goes out to 60 hours, I think, is their max that they go out. Just kind of curious what the North American model is saying in next 60 hours. So there's 12 hours short of 3 days in there. That's almost 2 inches of rain. So they're all in that same thing there. So let's just go up to 5 days and see, because that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days for North Carolina, or for our area of North Carolina. They're saying for the European model, 6 inches of rain. The GFS is saying 4 inches of rain. So they're saying somewhere between uh, 3 inches and 5 inches is probably a fair estimate as to if the storms come through the way they're thinking they are. So, with that being said, make sure you have your galoshes ready, your rain slickers ready, get your umbrellas ready. If you want to be outside going for a walk, today is the day to do it until Friday. I think Friday we're going to clear out a little bit, but it's going to be a soggy next few days. Um, keep that in mind as you're going forward. Hopefully, hopefully you guys are going to be ready to go with this. You're going to have a great next weekend because you're going to be bottled up all week. So, thanks for sticking around for my postscript, and I will talk to you tomorrow, a rainy morning, probably.